Good evening, Mike. If you take a look at the rushing water behind me now, this may just look like part of the Sacramento River, but that's actually where RVs are usually parked. I'm at the spot where Gateway Unified School District keeps all of their buses. But if you take a look behind me, some of them aren't quite like the rest. That's because they're brand new and all electric. Tamara, the 850-year-old church has been the star of some of the greatest novels and films of all time. We expected to hear about opioids, meth, and marijuana, and we did. But the dealers told us their top-selling product is actually anti-anxiety medications like Xanax and Valium. Good evening, Mike. I'm at the Holiday Inn. The cruise just ended, but there are still cars and people everywhere. That's because there is an after party going on right now. If you take a look behind me, you can see how high the water is along the river right now. Now, that high water has caused some concerns about additional flooding in the area. As you can see, the rain has slowed right here for the time being, but we still are expecting more in the forecast. The fun times keep rolling on here in Redding as the cool April Nights cruise after party is underway right here at the Holiday Inn on Hilltop. I'm Briona Haney, and I'll have an update on all the fun you can expect as the North State tradition continues through the weekend.
In this darkness, we definitely have a light that is shined on us, and we feel very grateful for that.
3 generations of Charles and Mary Jo's family lost homes in the Carr fire. Their biggest loss? Mary Jo's wedding ring, with diamonds passed down from her mother and grandfather, thought to be destroyed, hidden in a truck outside their son's home.
I had a lot of guilt about taking such a valuable and precious thing that had such family history and putting it there.
So Charles set out on a mission to find Mary Jo's ring. Despite the odds, they say it's from ashes like these that they made a very special discovery. Charles and his friend Carl sifted through the ashes, cup by cup, almost giving up, until...
The next scoop came in, I looked down, and I realized it was my wife's wedding ring, and I just started crying, and he looks at me and he says, "That's what you're after, wasn't it?" And I said, "Yeah."
Charles' joy, matched by Mary Jo and her 90-year-old mother, Doris.
I just broke down. I couldn't believe it. I said it had to be a miracle.
Now, Goldmart is fixing the ring for free and managed to save the priceless stones. Finding the ring brought new hope to the family, but Charles' cousin reminded him what really matters.
You have your wife, you have your mother-in-law, you have your son that's Cal Fire, you have Molly Dodger Dog. You got everything you need. You're the richest man I know.
Briona Haney, KRCR, News Channel 7. Good evening, Tamara and Mike. We expected to hear about opioids, meth, and marijuana, and we did. But the dealers told us their top-selling product is actually anti-anxiety medications like Xanax and Valium. We talked to one on camera on the condition of anonymity.
How much do you order of alprazolam at a time?
Usually grams recently, and in a gram of alprazolam is 500 bars.
In a bar is 1 Xanax pill?
Yes.
Barry is a real drug dealer. He says he'll sell anything he can turn a profit on. But his most popular products are benzodiazepines, like Xanax.
Mainly Xanax, opiates such as morphine, Dilaudid, psychedelics, LSD, shrooms, DMT, anything I could get my hands on.
Barry says benzos, as they're called, are popular in part because they can be easier to come by than opiates. They produce very euphoric feelings because they target the part of your brain that produces dopamine and flood your body with it. And if people can, they use them together.
Xanax is... It's like peaches and cream, Xanax and opiates. They go really, really well together.
Well, I think it is an issue, and it's probably, we're becoming more aware of it in the last few years.
Dr. Jeff Bosworth with Shasta Community Health says between 25 and 33% of all people who die from an opioid overdose in Shasta County also have benzos in their system. While opioid abuse is still the biggest prescription drug problem, he does see more people abusing anti-anxiety medications.
But they are very effective for anxiety and stress, and sometimes they are misused.
But who is buying these drugs? According to Barry, people of all walks of life.
Many of my opioid clients are older men and women who are parents. I've sold opiates and Xanax and other benzos to like parents right in front of their children. I did that the other day, and the child was watching me. It's a very toxic environment.
Toxic, yes, but also profitable. Barry says he grosses around $100,000 a year, and he's able to make such a high profit because he makes some of it himself. More on that tomorrow. Briona Haney, KRCR, News Channel 7.
Thank you so much, Brianna, and we want to make sure that you know this.
So right now I'm standing at what was once the Honey Run covered bridge. Now, this is a historic site that many people have wanted to know what its status is, but I do have some very, very tragic news. Right over my shoulder you can see that is all that's left of the bridge. Now here I am standing on what is literally a cliff to where the bridge used to stand. Now there might be some burned area near the football field, but aside from that, it appears as though the structures made it through the fire. Some of the devastation, if you look over my shoulder, there are 2 cars here that have been destroyed, and they were in what I assume is the driveway of this home. Wow!
There you go.
Guys, look at this. This is incredible. Do you want to see inside here? I could take it. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you're sitting inside. So this is a 1937 Ford Roadster. Imagine you're just cruising down Hilltop Drive tonight in this. Look how gorgeous it is inside.